The 10 Worst Songs of 2024 comes out December 14th. Patreon subscribers get a bonus worst song, and Overdose members get their name in the video. So support the habit at patreon.com/dosabuckley. December 6, 2009. A minute-and-a-half rant about a local bus union strike kicked off my channel. 15 years later, over 700 videos, actually over 900 if you support the habit, and this channel is still alive, thanks to those of you who still find humor in an angry Canadian getting all worked up about pop culture and society. And so, to mark the 15th anniversary of A Dose of Buckley, I thought I'd first give you a little BTS. No, not the little Korean boys, sorry, but they're still off playing Soldier. No, a little behind the scenes of how I record my videos. And say what you will about Steven Crowder, but isn't it nice he lets me record in his closet? No, but anyway, I also wanted to share with you a video that I did recently for Patreon that I realized was perfect to mark the 15th anniversary of this channel, as it deals with a sort of Mandela effect about the history of it. So, let's watch that, and then I'll come back and talk about the future of this channel and kiss your asses a little, okay? Enjoy. If you ever want to piss off your old pal Buckley, there's just 3 words you gotta say. Stick to music. Ever since my worst songs of 2011 went viral and A Dose of Buckley went from like 500 subscribers to 500,000 subscribers, I've been known as the music guy, even though that's never what A Dose of Buckley began as. I got this comment on my recent video about OnlyFans girls. I wish this channel still focused primarily on music and not bullshit internet stories. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe I've just completely forgotten. Maybe I'm a fucking idiot who doesn't even know what my own channel's content has been for the last 15 years. I can admit when I'm wrong. I've done it before, so let's go inside the bottle and see, did I used to focus primarily on music? To try and figure this out, I decided to look at the videos I made in 2012. It's the year my worst songs video was blessed by the glorious algorithm, but my channel was only about 2 years old, and for half the year, I was still a channel with very few subscribers. By June, things started looking up, but I hadn't quite cracked 10,000 subscribers yet, and by the end of the year, I'd have 115,000. I uploaded 53 videos that year, so it should give us a pretty good idea of what my content was like back in the day, at the time where I apparently primarily focused on music. So, what did I release that year? Well, the worst songs of 2012, of course. Musical autopsies for Nicki Minaj's Stupid Ho, Toby Keith's Red Solo Cup, Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, Cher Lloyd's Want You Back, Taylor Swift's I Knew You Were Trouble, and one about One Direction as a group. So we're at 7 videos. 2012 was also the first year I ever did one of my retro worst songs videos. Arthur Buckley debuted with his 5 worst songs of 1958. And then I did a video about that year's Grammys, the genre of dubstep, that weird Hot Problems viral video and the concept of getting famous by making really shitty music, Gangnam Style or Gangnam Style, a Scumbags of the Internet about Chris Brown, we'll count that, and the video where I made fun of the hate comments from 2010 and 2011's videos after they had gone viral. We'll count that too, even though it's not really about music. So, that's 14 videos about music. 26% of all the videos I put out in 2012, but a quarter of them. The rest are a variety of topics, including bullshit internet stories, like Kim Kardashian claiming that she knew just how a teenage cancer patient felt because of the way that she gets talked about in the media. Fucking lunatic. Or Todd Aiken's comments about legitimate rape. The first appearance of Jason's Japinions as I mocked the style of YouTube commentary at the time where people would just turn their camera on and talk with no script or editing. And even a video about the trend of saying YOLO. And for the, oh, he's too political now crowd, I also did videos about the Colorado Theater Massacre, Trayvon Martin, gay marriage, the Unions and Twinkies video that people hate me for, my video advocating for the death penalty for the guy who cut a man's head off on a Greyhound bus. Man, I even had 2 videos about fast food franchise coffee. 2 of them! Plus, 5 advice no one asked for videos, and 3 videos that were just about shit happening in my hometown, like the St. Patrick's Day riot, where I advocated for gassing students. Anyway, 26%. Well, shit. Maybe I talk about music, musicians, or the music industry even less now. So, I looked up my output so far in 2024. Now, yes, I've made far fewer musical autopsies. I only did 3 this year. However, I added my new feature a couple years back where I give my opinion on all the songs on the year-end Billboard Top 10, and of course I still do the worst songs list. This year's isn't out yet, but we'll count that as one. I also did a retro worst songs list this year. My second cousin Axel told you about the worst songs in 1987. Then, I talked about Beyoncé's Country Cash-In, the Drake and Kendrick beef, Taylor Swift abusing the industry practice of variants to keep other pop stars from hitting number 1 on the charts, the 2010s nostalgia video primarily focused on music. I discussed Apple's 100 best albums of all time list. I did videos about Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan's fan bases and just the general idea of parasocial fans in music. Kesha's strange meltdowns on Twitter, Linkin Park's reunion and the backlash to it, and we'll count the P. Diddy video. He is a musician after all. I'm also going to count the Ben Shapiro charting rapper video. It's also about the industry and chart manipulation. So, that's 17 videos that are music related, out of only 47 videos that are either out or will be out before the end of the year. Let's say I end up doing about 52 videos this year. If I don't do another video about music, 17 would be roughly 33% or a third of my videos. I know that the reason they stopped selling 1/3 pound burgers in the US is because people thought that was actually less meat than a quarter pounder, but 33% is more than 26%. I talked about music more in 2024 than I did in 2012, back when I primarily talked about music. Can I share my theory on what's most likely to have caused this perception? People found my videos in about 2012, 2013 through that worst songs video. They subscribed, went back and binged all of my musical autopsies, any other videos that they saw about musicians, watched the new musical autopsies and worst songs lists when they came out, and so, in their mind, that's what I mostly did. But it's simply not true. However, I take no pleasure in saying I told you so. Well, maybe a little. Because even though the music ones used to be my most popular videos, they're now my least popular. My musical autopsy of one of the biggest songs of the year ended up being my worst performing video since, basically 2012. While a video about a bullshit internet story, Jack Doherty crashing his car, hit 100,000 in a couple weeks and is one of my best performing videos in the last 2 years. The algorithm gods giveth, and the algorithm gods taketh away. But mostly taketh away. Fuckers. Got a question about my channel? Let me know, and maybe I'll talk about it next time I go inside the bottle. Peter, you whiny little bitch. I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore, it's too hard. Oh, wasn't that a fun video? I actually went into it thinking, oh man, I'm going to look so fucking wrong. How am I going to talk myself out of this one? But I was pretty surprised by the result. Maybe you were as well. But for those of you who still do enjoy the music rants, don't worry, they're not going anywhere, okay? I'm too stubborn to stop making videos just because they don't get as many views as they used to. Clearly. But I really do want to take this opportunity to thank those of you who still watch regularly. Very few channels as old as mine still have any sort of audience. In fact, certain channels who were more popular than me back in the day that tried to start shit with me are now struggling to get even 10,000 views on some of their videos. Bananas! And the ones that are still big all sold out, selling fucking fake land in Scotland and questionable mental health services to their audiences that they just see as fucking dollar signs that they stopped giving a fuck about just entertaining long ago. So again, I don't think there's any way to express how thankful I am to those of you who keep watching, other than to just keep making stuff for you to watch. Because as for the future of this channel, I made you a promise a few years back that I would go down with the ship, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. The boat's still afloat, and the world is always going to be full of fucking idiots to make fun of. We're going to do the 10 worst songs of 2024 next week. I'm going to take my annual 1-week break, and then we'll do the annual 5 stories I missed. And then we'll be into 2025, living in a world where a former pro wrestling promoter's wife is the Secretary of Education, and where people idolize a rotund child called the Rizzler. Society's just getting dumber, and all we can do is laugh about it, because the alternative is darker than Akon. You can't make that joke no more.